Alrighty then, let's fix Elite Dangerous. Now those familiar with Elite Dangerous might know this modus operandi that sounds like Justin Bieber's song being played through a 10,000 watt subwoofer straight into your face. Release new content / mechanic, a week later patch the basic problems, week after that patch it again, a day later hotfix the last problem, then completely forget about it existing for the remainder of game's life, never touching it again. Well, that is unless players find a way to exploit the game and actually have a quality gameplay. Only then get off their lazy asses and patch it the final time. Now you may be asking, how do I know this? Well, first of all, I've observed Elite Dangerous for quite enough time, and I may have caused at least one of these instances. Whoopsies. However, when it comes to adjusting or, and here's a radical idea that no one over at Frontier has ever heard of, balancing, and not just after the feature has launched, but later down the line, now that is nearly never ever done. Now basically what I'm implying as subtly as an amplified fart in a cathedral, Elite Dangerous basically has no balance, nor developers think that changing the values once in a while is necessary. Because of course the game is very fair and nothing is overpowered and it's perfect the way it is. Honestly, for a British company, that's a very American attitude. Oh, whoops, what is this clip of Healing Beam out-healing 6 other unengineered beams doing in here? Oh dear. So, if developers could never be arsed to do this, how about I do it for them?
Oh, God damn it. Oh, hey, do you feel cold and uncool? Well, guess what? TheYamiks merch is just the thing for you! Where are you?
I could right now list a bunch of reasons why simply and literally changing simple values like gun damage, mission rewards, and so on and so forth, once in a while with a careful analysis of your product / game is not only good but necessary, so let's be frank, no one here is that fucking stupid not to know it already. So instead, let's grab ourselves a meat cleaver and bone saw, let's bash an elite's face in, and maybe afterwards it'll look prettier. And though it's not my fucking job, out of the sheer goodwill, I'm willing to provide developers with actual simple to implement value changes that even a goddamn ape could implement in an afternoon. And yes, I know I'm being very petty. Anyways, you ready? Right off the bat from the intro, the fucking healing beams are astonishingly overpowered, and anyone who thinks otherwise is either lying or doesn't want their toys taken away. So yeah, just basically lying. So then, at the max upgrade, regeneration sequence should reduce the healing effect to about 50% of the non-engineered beam laser damage. Make sure it can't stack with any other healing effect, and that includes that other healing beam. And then to offset the massive positive that is literal shield healing, the damage of the gun should be dropping to 80% of the normal one. This will make sure that the healies are not combat viable, but a great utility when you are finished fighting and need to get back up sooner. And that's it. For more reasons why healies are insane, check out my other videos, please. Next up, remove immersion timers. You see, back in the day, people on the forums voted if they wanted the transfer of ships and modules to take time. Well, guess what? We're all idiots. You already can only request ship and module transfer to take place when you already have traveled to the destination, spending your literal lifetime. This is punishment enough. So to put these timers in a perspective, they work like this.
Yep, that's about it then.
And if you really need to balance out the no timer transfer, how about money? Just increase the cost, but remove immersion timers! Now, the biggest problem with Elite's balance, and the developers know this, shield boosters. More precisely, their engineering. But the simple fix here would be shield boosters and their upgrades only give flat increase amount to shields. Say A booster is plus 200 HP, E rated is plus 50, and everything else is in between. Hell, if nothing else, at least engineering upgrades should be nerfed as hell. Fix the heatsink resupply. See, when you engineer a heatsink, you can have 1 extra ammo charge, and it's very useful, but when you respawn after dying, the game resupplies all non-missile weapons, and that includes heatsinks. However, if you have engineered heatsinks, the game will only resupply the stock number, missing that 1 extra ammo charge. It's a very old bug since the very beginning of engineering, and no one seems to have given a fuck to actually fix it. Right, remove fleet carrier upkeep. Again, multiple videos, go check them out, just do it. Right, I'm just gonna say it, and you know I'm right. Powerplay and BGS progress should only count if you do it in open. Now, though implementing this might be a bit tricky, but hell, even requiring players to go to main menu and then select open while docked, it already is punishment enough for the rats and vermin, and more so the goddamn botters hiding in private and solo. Though hey, a more complex way of counting BGS progress in open would be appreciated even more. For space lives, increase the operational time for every suit. Energy. Now, if you need a reason, well, right now you can literally run less than a few kilometers away from the power source before you need to charge up. Even the early moon landing spacesuits lasted longer than that. But let's be frank, this operational time is only there to keep you tied to SRV, buildings, and ship itself. Possibly that you don't go too far and realize that Elite Dangerous is 99.9% empty and boring. Allow purchase of powerplay weapons regardless of alliance. Simple as that. For balance, I don't know, maybe just jack up the price 10 times. If you really want to feel like a cunt. ASP Scout. Give it additional optional compartments that you already kinda promised. That's the easiest way to improve it. Beluga. I don't know. Maybe more small hardpoints? Or notably more hull without losing jump range? I don't know. It just needs something for sure, but luxury cabins ain't it. Sort out outfitting, please. Introduce a buy all, sell all buttons for trading to fill or empty the cargo faster. Increase bookmark capacity to over 2000 at least. Hell, if you want to flex that coding ability, maybe make it client-based text file so we can also share it between ourselves. I mean, both of these tasks should not be hard for even a junior coder. Additionally speaking, in-game you already have coordinates on a planet's surface. So how about we bookmark them as well? And finally, missiles. Surface module damage should be reduced by about 40%, and even more for packhounds. Internal module damage should be decreased by about 90 to 70%. Now, if you don't think that missiles are OP, please ask your PvP friends why they don't allow them in tournaments. And there you go, a short but notable list. Okay, fuck it, you know what? One more. Apex will travel your character no matter if you're in-game or offline, plus increase their max range. Don't even tempt me to explain why this is important. But there it is, a list of simple, well, maybe with one or two exceptions, to make changes that will impact a lot of players' gameplay and time they spend in Elite. Imagine, some of the things I mentioned today are literally the simplest things in the world that require less than 10 keystrokes to achieve. Baffles me as to why developers have never made a real balance pass. Ever. And I mean it. Ever. I seriously can't imagine that anyone on a dev team actually thinks that Elite is in a great place. It's just too delusional. Well, regardless, down below, how about you make a simple and snappy change list of values of what you think should be changed and for how much? Who knows? Maybe somebody who cares will be inspired by it. One day. Anyhow, this was a more of a little fun, in-your-face kind of a rant I wanted to make. So, if you enjoyed the stuff I make, well, you can also support my work on Patreon and all the other useful places for which the links are down below. But as for me, well, I'm off to bash ASP Scout's face in. And maybe this time it'll start to resemble anything close to a spacefaring vessel. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.